get into the losers finals, starting this one off on the Mammoth Fortress.
A classic map, but this time 4 people with gauntlet possibilities, right? We've got the Cross, we've got the Rayman, and the double Val.
This is an interesting overall team comp. Like, the Rayman is super normal. Val isn't like a crazy choice, but seeing like double Val,
especially from Cody and Phazon.
Yeah, seeing a double Val and a Cross, like 3 gauntlet players on, well, really 4 gauntlet players on stream, but 3 gauntlet players that don't have an axe is a little bit of an interesting overall comp that we see from these 2 teams.
Well, we'll see who it ends up benefiting, as right now, lots of people in the red. The neutral sig not quite enough to take out Boomie. Snowy the least damage so far, as the side air not even gonna put him off screen.
Recovery coming out from Cody. He's hoping for the juggle opportunity. Boomie was hoping to get right below him so he could find it. Big fist coming out from Boomie, hitting that side sig. Oh, it's a gauntlet fight over on the edge. Here comes Snowy, gonna relieve some of that pressure. Boomie almost hits the ground pound.
And Phazon just underneath the nair from Boomie, so he'll be able to survive. Stock count staying even.
Snowy picking up the axe. That means he's gonna be looking for the KO onto Phazon. Neutral light, facing the wrong way, or at least the way that he wouldn't prefer to be facing. The hit was nice, but it would have been better if he got the KO off the left side.
The farthest blast zone was unfortunately the way he was facing, but still has the opportunity to get that KO if he can. The side air is not going to be enough. Phazon's really extending this stock. Nairs, and he gets out of there.
They were just straight up like,
oh, where were those gauntlets?
Wow.
How long ago were those thrown?
That had to have been 100 years. I think when he threw them, Brawlhalla was still in black and white.
Yeah, it was crazy. They lasted so long, and it was enough to get the KO on his teammate. The NSIG gets punished with a recovery from below, and Phazon still on his first stock.
There it finally is. Boomie hits the stray side air to take Phazon out, but Snowy, dude, he's on his final stock. He's got to be careful, at least for the red team. Cody is getting towards that direction where it's time for the KO to put him on his final stock. Same thing goes for Boomie, though. Look how high up he is, but the blue team didn't chase. They just focused on Snowy.
Going for the power plays as he hits the side signature. Snowy on his final stock manages to dance around both blue team members. Boomie now on his final stock comes in, starts putting some damage out.
Snowy hit the 2 of them, but he was a little bit worried about putting more damage on a Boomie, who's on his final stock as well alongside Snowy. Big side air from Boomie. He's hoping for the edge guard here. Hits the recovery, hitting Phazon back up to the main platform. D-Sig almost making contact from Cody.
Phazon is unarmed right now. Cody went for the dodge read, didn't quite connect with the second side light. This time chase dodge down into a turnaround side sig, mixing it up on him.
That was some sick movement to get back down, turn around the side sig, hit the other member of the red team that was so close to finding a hit as well. D-Light side air, Snowy doesn't find an interruption. Ooh. Nice follow from Phazon. 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Boomie finds the double KO. The blue team is going to meet the red team on being on final stocks, but that is the only comparison you have between the 2 in terms of equality.
But this is Boomie and Snowy we're talking about, regardless of how much damage is. Oh, snap. Those gauntlets out of nowhere, and Boomie can't save him. He's all that's left for the red team here in game number 1.
A rare breakdance coming out from Cody, using that down signature on Val. Weapon toss, that's going to put just 1 more piece of damage onto Boomie, interrupt that momentum just a little bit, maybe make him rethink his plans.
And the side air will do it. Phazon, after swapping over to the Apex Key Sword, has been able to put out damage, and just like that, blue team currently up.
Let's be real. It was the Apex Key Sword that did it.
True.
Honestly. That was really what did it.
But man, like, look, the clip show is all these just mystery gauntlet tosses. Just, I swear, there was a ghost up in the sky just tossing some gauntlets down and taking people out.
It was the man on the grassy knoll of Mammoth Fortress.
I was gonna go with the Phantom of the Opera. Like, he's up in the rafters.
Okay.
Although I don't think the Phantom actually like threw things off the rafters, but. Either way.
Look, if I was the Phantom, I would be doing all kinds of hijinks up there. I would be dropping eggs, raw eggs, of course,
not a boiled egg. From the rafters.
True, that'd be a good one too.
Game number 2, though. Phazon and Cody Travis, they're going to be going to Shipwreck Falls this time. No character swaps on the red team, but they're hoping that no gauntlets will fall from the skies here.
Bro, so many gauntlet sounds. I am not used to hearing that in Brawlhalla here as of late.
And what a team combo to start this one off from the blue team as well. Like, they were just beating up Snowy, and meanwhile Boomie was trying to break it up but not able to find those hits. Left side, Cody with the ground
pound. What a ground pound. He picked that one up so quickly. Snowy going for the big in-sig. He got a little bit punished on it, but he turned around, had a beautiful side air on both members of the blue team. They are extremely damaged. Snowy not too damaged just yet. We are on shipwreck. Those blast zones can be really far away, especially if we're talking about the vertical space.
Ooh, Phazon gets in there, gets the down leg, opts for a chase dodge, try to mix it up, make sure he doesn't get punished, but he gets caught by the recovery. Side sig, and Snowy will be joining some people in the second stocks, but it's Cody who's still on the first.
Boomie was looking for the KO on him. Unfortunately, he didn't really get the option to pick up like a D-Light recovery, which would have been good since there was no one else really on the field to interrupt it since it's so long. Finds the stray side air, gets the KO, 4 stocks to 4. If you average out the damage between everybody, we're basically even.
Yeah, if only Phazon could kind of give some of that damage away. Just put it on to Cody Travis, kind of even that one out a little bit. Boomie able to survive. You saw him sweat beating really high in the sky, but he managed to move past, and Snowy was covering. Can't get the follow-up off the downlight.
And that's that downlight I was talking about earlier that you know Boomie wanted. Yo, this is, it's the top side of the ground pound that Snowy picks up. You know he wanted the bottom side to get that spike on a Phazon, who still manages to stay living.
Oh, snap side sig. Good spacing from Boomie, who is now dominating. He's looking for more, though. Cody Travis manages to avoid.
Red team in a pretty solid spot here if they can get this KO on a Cody Travis. Snowy wants it, but unfortunately his weapon toss is going to disarm him. Weapon spawn comes in, Phazon swipes it.
Yeah, Phazon hanging around there, threatening the potential side signature. The gauntlet toss connects on to Phazon, and Phazon manages to touch.
Oh, no. Yo, they're still going to get something out of this. It might be a double KO. Snowy rotates in, almost picked up a possible side air, but the landing is punished by Phazon's neutral light. Side sig, he gets all the frames of it. I thought there was going to be an interruption, but there wasn't.
No interrupts, and now Phazon fighting for his life. Deep red, final stocks, and the recovery is going to do it. Cody Travis left to 1v2. Boomie's in the red, but he's got another stock. Snowy's not even close to getting KO'd.
Snowy does take a dare. Boomie's just going to kind of let that one happen. So is Snowy. I'm sure the comms were like, don't worry about it. Don't put too much out here. There's no reason to risk it because they can spawn back in and then do this.
Oh my goodness. Off the pickup, Cody still manages to touch, but red team knows they've got so much control here. Cody eats a side air, gets disarmed, and manages to get past. Oh.
Fantastic ending to that game from Boomie, and we have yet another example of how Boomie, being such a strong Blasters player, really gives their team a lot of creativity and really flexibility in how they want to do these 2v1 team combos. You hit them with a neutral light, they're there for 100 years. You hit them with a D-light, a dare, they're stuck in that for 100 years. Now that's a double-edged sword when Boomie is the one in the 1v2. He has to really rely on those Sares, maybe the side light, anything else, he's probably going to get caught. But when you're the 2, baby, that gives you all the time in the world to formulate your plan, figure out what the absolute best option is, so things like DI don't happen, things like a drop signature don't happen.
Yes, the potential there with all the active frames, and it works out in favor in the 2v1. Now Phazon forced to make the swap over to the Chun-Li for game number 3.
Coming into this one, and we are seeing the dome yet again. It's creeped up a few times today. I don't think we really saw it too much yesterday in EU, but of course, I mean, it's in Miami, baby. You know North America loves going down to Miami.
Yeah, gotta love some Miami. Gotta love some sun, some beach, but right now, they're loving the action and the competition. The side air connects from Cody Travis. Looks like the blue team's opting to try to split the red team, but Boomie ignores Phazon to run over. Team combo gets both. Side sig to launch him, and now the red team's in trouble.
That is a great way to start this one off early. That was less than 30 seconds when they picked that one up, putting both Boomie and Snowy into the red, while Phazon's still in the yellow. I think Cody is in the orange. Maybe after one more hit, there's the unarmed side air that puts him into the orange.
Well, okay, there's the recovery. I was going to say for a moment that the red team has been surviving despite the fact that they took all that early damage, but Boomie, the first one to fall. Snowy still swinging a little bit, gets that neutral light onto Phazon.
He almost went into that down signature that came out from Cody. Luckily for the blue team, that one ended in terms of active frames. By the time Phazon kind of got over there, that is going to be a stock loss for Snowy. Blue team has got to be feeling good where they're situated right now. It's going to be 6 stocks to 4. Phazon really the only one in any danger whatsoever, and the danger has been truly realized. I take it back. Cody needs to be worried about it too. Once Phazon was out of there, that gave the red team the freedom they needed.
And red team taking full advantage of the power play while somebody was respawning. They go in, get that damage built up. Phazon not sure how to break this one up. He manages to dive in, get the down like Cody, hunting for recoveries. Phazon hunting for recoveries of his own. They want to get these recoveries onto the red team.
The blue team is definitely getting the better of both members of the red. These like individual 1v1s that are kind of happening. Cody and Phazon are going back and forth, and they're just totally dominating Boomie and Snowy right now.
And I love the weave that came out there. Cody Travis hit the side air, went for the weapon toss, and when he was unarmed, he was like, all right, Phazon, your turn. And Phazon rotates over, tries to get it. It's going to be the recovery.
Beautiful KO. Phazon and Cody are really positioning themselves to take this one and go up 2-1 into the set as they head into game 4. But of course,
watch the stairs.
Boomie and Snowy are hoping to take this and have themselves going up. It's going to be tough.
The save! The last blast of the recovery, giving Snowy just enough just in case. He's there trying to help out the teammate because he knows Snowy's on his final stock in the red.
Boomie a little bit late with that side air, not getting the perfect follow-up. Does get back onto the stage, put some damage on a Phazon. Oh no! Boomie needed the final blast to pick up there. Didn't quite get it. So Phazon was living. Cody Travis now in the 1v2 for just a second. Now Phazon coming back in. He's going to be in the 1v2. At least he has iframes from spawning back in for a few moments as he waits for Cody to come back in.
Yeah, good job from the blue team, making sure they didn't get taken advantage of in that power play. Now that they're both back, they both have weapons. Very real possibility of them closing out here in game number 3, because right now either red team member is going to fall. It's Snowy the first one.
Boomie did finally get the D-Light into the side light that he's been wanting so far today. It's been interrupted so many times by the blue team, but in the process, Snowy lost his stock, and they cleaned up Boomie right after that. Cody putting out 646 damage.
Some fantastic damage built up from Cody Travis. No slouch on the other side. Phazon putting out 446 compared to Boomie and Snowy, 437 and 405 respectively. So the blue team putting out a lot of damage.
Now you saw that beautiful combo that was clipped. The first one that actually was clipped, it was really solid. It was incredible combo potential from Boomie and Snowy, but unfortunately when they grabbed it, they were already so far behind. So the full team wipe they got onto Phazon and Cody Travis, like it was good. They needed that to come back in the game. But after such a big play like that, they're still behind. And Phazon and Cody really did a great job of holding onto their lead basically the entire game. Look at Snowy's weapon damage. All of it basically was on the axe.
Meanwhile, everyone else has a relative spread. I think Cody Travis has a little bit more of a gauntlet lean with 391 put out compared to the 159 on his sword, but still good damage put out on the sword.
We're going to be going into this next game, and we are on Shipwreck yet again for these teams. No character swaps now that Phazon is on that Chun-Li. First weapon going to Snowy, first weapon going to Phazon. Third weapon going to Boomie. It's going to be Cody for a moment without a weapon. Is he going to be able to get to it quick enough? They're going to delay it a little bit. He's going to take 2 side lights from Boomie. Now a third side light, but he does have weapons in his hands.
And now everybody has potential to put out a lot of damage, but Boomie actually locks up both blue team members with a neutral light, and Snowy comes down with that ground pound, gets some decent damage put out.
Again, you see Boomie going for that D-Light. This time he actually did it the wrong way, but got interrupted. There's a D-Light recovery that actually did make a connection. Unfortunately, Cody wasn't too damaged, so it didn't lead to a KO. That compounded with being on Shipwreck and that really high ceiling meant that Cody is still living. Phazon low on the edge. Snowy, nice dodge through that weapon toss.
Yeah, Snowy with some fantastic dodging on the outside, and he gets the recovery to lead to the first knockout. The red team now with the lead. Boomie still very healthy.
I do like this lead for the red team. We might be setting up here for a Game 5 situation, which, I mean, that's not unexpected for these two incredible teams. Oh, Snowy's going to fall. Boomie's in a pretty good spot, though. If he cannot take too much damage during this power play situation that the blue team has. Oh, Snowy coming back
Pinball.
in, unable to relieve any of that pressure as Boomie took 4 hits from the blue team.
Yeah, he really got bounced around on that one. Snowy now coming in, trying to break things up, make sure that Boomie can survive for a little while longer, trying to keep him out there to put out some damage.
Boomie still living, dodges through that side air. That could have been curtains for this first stock of Boomie, even though it's basically in the middle of the stage. He's so damaged. That neutral, like, yo, that weapon toss.
Good dodge.
Almost was a harpoon.
Yeah, Boomie was ready for it. There's the recovery to finally finish off that first stock, but Snowy, honestly, not taking too bad of damage, right? Like, usually in this situation, when someone lives on their first stock for a long time, the other person takes a bunch of damage. Not the case here.
Boomie putting out as much damage as he possibly can. Good turnaround and follow-up from Snowy to get that stock onto Phazon, putting him onto his final stock, adding up a little bit more damage onto Cody. In comes Phazon, but he only hits the sidelight. Nice little D-sig from Boomie. He did put himself out there, so we'll see if he gets back safe enough. It looks like he does without taking too much damage.
I love the idea there because both blue team members were kind of split, and so he was trying to cover both options. Snowy doesn't have the movement, and he knows it, so Cody Travis goes for the immediate 1v2 onto Boomie. Numbers are even, but still, red team with the most momentum they've had all set.
They are in the lead here, but just barely. It is still extremely scary for the red team, given they're down 1-2 in this best-of-5 set. So they can't just rest on their laurels. They're going to have to try to maintain this lead. Look how much damage Boomie has taken. It's not going to take much more to put him on his final stock.
Side sig thrown out, no punish. Cody on the right side. You saw the stars come out, but he manages to get back onto the stage.
Bro, every time Snowy whiffs one of those sidelight recoveries because it's not the true combo, Cody goes for another recovery, and it's always so close. It scares me every time.
I mean, when it hits, it'll be amazing for the blue team. A nice side sig connects onto Phazon. He's disarmed. Side air. Boomie still sitting on that second stock. Cody Travis holding the corner. Boomie's going to fall. Snowy needs to live here. The weapon toss.
Oh, this is so scary.
No pogo. Phazon lets him touch, and Snowy gets back. The gauntlets are going to hit, but Boomie's there to save him.
Snowy did a good job of staying really wide in the push-off column.
Oh, he can't touch.
Oh, he fell there, but Boomie has the real 1v2 potential. I don't know whether he would want blasters or gauntlets here, because going for multi-hit moves is going to be really tough on Boomie. Even like a down air.
Snap. Oh, snap. Might not even matter. Ooh, just off the mark with the recovery, but some great damage built up onto Boomie.
That's like Boomie's one chance, maybe. He has to capitalize off of that drop combo.
He can't afford another situation like that. Saw the stars come out. Boomie doesn't touch!
The recovery got interrupted. Phazon and Cody knew that, so they didn't push it too hard off stage. Even though Boomie did 653 damage, it was no match for Cody Travis. 725, all 6 KOs. Got some help from his friends. That's why it's the wonder years right now for Cody and Phazon.
I mean, we're used to seeing Cody Travis put out big numbers. I mean, famously, 1,000 in a 2v.